I think it's interesting. I will use the word sad that in 2017 we're trying to execute something that we thought of in 87. I think the entire ecosystem and ecology which the society of Gothenburg exists upon has fundamentally changed through the years. And when we are trying to take and implement a business model that through the years has proven itself to be a failed business model, and insist, to push it into a society that is already shift from an analog way of looking at things into a digital way of looking at things, we are up to very, very interesting times. I would say that Sweden is not, or Gothenburg is not the only city that is struggling with this type of decision making. There is a big confusion between tactics and strategy when you're looking about into the political system. I tend to look at models today in places in China and Africa and third world countries that has a tendency to think much more holistic than cities in Europe. The struggle right now is not to build a smart city, because when you're building a smart city, you are placing the technology before the people. You need to build cities that are smarter, and you need to really understand the reciprocal relationship between energy, mobility, connectivity, communication, and when they're all anchored in data, and they are not as standalone entities as they used to be. Mobility is, as one of the fundamental building blocks of society, really needs to be defined in the horizontal plane. It's not cars or flying cars or drones or trains or undergrounds or buses. It's the balance between these systems. And if we're trying to replace one system with another, that's simply not going to work. Gothenburg, as a relatively small city, has a lot of potential to rethink its growth capabilities. You do have a certain limitations of cross-scaling or upscaling. The most important thing right now is to actually, rethink the way we are doing things. I laughed, with few people a few years ago that Gothenburg is most likely to end up like Detroit rather than Berlin, and this type of projects just prove my point right. We need to stop and rethink the purpose of the infrastructure that the city is planning to build.